Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I am a well-being and health coach. And first of all, I want to acknowledge you. So you've been here to watch my webinar where you could be with your family or friends and enjoying time with them. Maybe even watch a nice movie. But you decide to be here and enjoy your time, maybe with the information which I am sharing. Today we will talk about the map is not territory, and also where that coming from and how we building that and what is influencing you to have that certain way of thinking. So going first to that map. As you know, every country or states have their own territory, but our mind is not fixed. Our mind we can change, so you can adjust that way of thinking, that territory which you make. So you're making a boundaries by a certain way of thinking. And what is making you behave a certain way? Well, maybe started from the beginning when you were born. You were born as a computer without with the software, but it wasn't be installed yet. It's just empty. So you have some survivor skills. I think it's a blueprint. So you're crying when you're hungry, or you maybe need some changes, nappy changes. You cry, or you're just feeling lonely, but you don't know. It's subconscious behavior. But as you grow up, you have more ideas. The information is coming through 5 senses which you have. So all of the senses is bringing some feelings. And mind you, every 1 to 3 seconds is a billions of information draining through your mind. And the mind, actually, brain and the mind have a different function. So your mind is just receiving, it's like a receiver from outside those information, as I said, to those 5 senses. And then your brain is detecting that, taking and doing. One part of the mind is receiving information, another one is making sort of logic adaptation to the neural network, and is sending to its soft body. So your body is having some also network and holding to. And your brain is like a tree with the branches. So if you have motor stimulation to those senses, you have built up the branches. But if you receive it and only draining the certain information which you already maybe have, it's taking on the board always the same. So your branches will only keep the one which you already have, and it's going through your spine, it's going to the soft, and it's soft tissue, and it's recyclable. So if you have some stressful, let's say, situation, you respond in the same way, because as I said, it's coming like looping around. So you can change that. You can literally change your way of thinking, and new branches will come. Then they said neural network. And also that will help you to see what is wrong with you, so your action in a life. So you might build your mental mess if you don't, if you are not, the looped information is coming from different direction, and you have that response, which wasn't adequate to the situation which you were in. So to change that, you have to understand where you're staying, what you want to achieve in your life, and if it's serving you or it doesn't. So we have very strong survival skills. So when you're in danger situation, you act certain way. Animals, for example, when it's danger situation, when other bigger animal want to eat them, they feeling in danger, they run. But as soon as the danger situation is gone, they come into the calm situation, and they eating and behaving as before that strange situation. But with the human is different. If they come into the situation unknown, and the thinking is a danger, they build up the stress in the body, and they just not only running, sometimes they even with the confusion inside, they acted not adequately to the situation. So they could be stagnated in that moment. But hormones are making them to do something. So they stress and they throw in that anger, that unknown things they're trying to push away. But actually, that situation could be changed when they change the way of thinking. And that's how we're going to learn about it. The way of thinking always can be changed. You can accept the situation, recognize that, and you won't have that mental stress inside. Besides, as you're more creative with your thinking, your neural branches in your brain will just develop different branches. So the old one will be staying somewhere, but it wouldn't affect you anymore so strong as it did before. So how important is to understand everything. Your behavior will change and you will feel more comfortable in that environment where you are, and others as well. So how we are doing that? We have lectures, and we have above the line, below the line, special method to recognize that. The coaches is giving you some questions, for example, which one will navigate you to the positive thoughts. So by that already you will find out what's caused that stress in you, or what caused your behavior in that environment where you were before. It could be at work, could be with your friends, could be with your family even, and how to have imagining, how to have a picture about them will be more comfortable to deal with. So how important is that? And then so that if you don't do that, you know what would happen. You will be continuously stressed. You will maybe develop some habits of behavior, which is not good for you. For example, some people, to make themselves comfortable, they overeating. They suppress the feelings through eating. And what happened then? You develop the bigger body, which is affecting your bones. The bones can carry, so you have pains. You can't move so fast. You even can run after your little children or grandchildren. So that how affect you. Besides, when you have so much food, the body can digest. So you developing some signs and symptoms from your liver, from pancreas, or even intestine. And you have to have adequate amount of water. Well, and then you know some people developing really serious disease because there's action in the body. So they developing diabetes because pancreas cannot deal with so much food or sweets. You develop it maybe cancer. And statistics shows in Australia so many people a year developing those diseases. And we don't want that. There is another part to the happier life. Just open the door, open your way of thinking, and everything can be changed. I will tell you a story maybe, which one will help you to realize what happened. Well, when I was doing my study in Academy of Physical Education, I specialized in recreation. So what we have to do, we have to have a crowd of people, which we organize some excursions or some activities. And we have to observe them, what they can do and how they do and why they don't. In one, as a student, and every student from time to time had to be in charge of the group and observe them. And I had one which we were climbing in a mountain, and that was like a 4-day trip. In the 3, we have to carry our own food and a tent, because we put a tent. And then in a certain stop, we meet all of the students. They were climbing on that mountain from different direction, and we met there, or we have a party, but before then, we have to accept each other. We don't know each other then. We may be from the lectures, but everybody did different subjects. Anyhow, going to the story, yes, we have one fellow, Henry. Henry didn't want to carry his bag. He said, why I should have that loading food in my bag and carry, and that is too heavy. I don't like it. I never did it in my life. Why should I now? So he said, I'm going to throw that. So he threw his backpack, and he said, I'm going without. I explained to him, I was in charge, I explained to him, you know what would happen tomorrow, we have to stop, you have to have a night in a tent, you haven't got a tent then, you won't have a food, and maybe clothes even, which you have to change. But he didn't listen. He decided that he made a mind on. So we carry on. At night he has to have a place to sleep. Nobody wants to share with him. Their tent was one for single person tent. So he was sitting on the rocks overnight. Well, that was the lesson for him. And then he was hungry in the morning. Everybody just eat what they had. Maybe they went a bit further not to be seen, so they eat it. But he became hungry. So we got together, we talked what we are going to do. We decided to give him a go. So we share with him food, but I decided, so they will have that, everybody will put something and make food for next 2 days, so he can reach the place, where the house where we meet all the groups together. But the point is, he has to carry that. So after the meeting, we got to him and we explained to him what will happen and how we can achieve our goal on the top. So he will have a point of view, he can talk what happened in our excursion and what kind of people he was with. Well, that wasn't maybe that important, but he saw what was going on. So he was carrying his food. And everybody shared one night with him, and eventually we got to the top. And his lesson, we have a party when we got together. So he stood up and spoke to the crowd and said what kind of lesson he has in his life. He didn't expect it, and he knew then what he did wrong. We didn't guide him anyway. There was a rules. He has to obey the rules if you want to have completed this course. So if he can be changed, well, everybody else could have a benefit from the wrong action. So that's what I want to tell you today. And have a good day. Thank you.